crypto? Hope you're having a good one. If you're looking for something shorter, you might want to catch my crypto minute. I'm trying to do that every morning previous to my longer video. So you can check that out, or you can just stay here and catch all the news and in-depth, reviews on what I'm finding. Today, last night, I was listening to the Andreessen-Horowitz, or actually Marc Andreessen, co-founder of Andreessen-Horowitz, on the Lunar Society podcast. And what I liked about it was he was explaining his thought process to crypto investment. And, 15 to 20 years, basically the same as we look at all investments. Not just that, but, founders that really have a good vision about what they want to do and the drive and determination to actually pull it off. That's actually pretty good. That's very good. So every time I look at how they're making a decision, this is what I'm looking at. So their decision to not back Uniswap's idea, or the community's idea of launching on BNB chain, I'm going to find that to be interesting, and I'm going to dig in a little bit more to get an understanding about why they didn't back it, because they control almost 50% of Uniswap. So I'm interested in finding out just why. There must have been a reason. Or they don't, it's not that they control Uniswap, it's that they control almost 50% of the votes. Now, it's either 50 or 40, but I think it's closer to 50. Lido is about to come out with version 2. Lido, in that, whole thing about version 2, is about to actually not even about, they've already surged 15%. I take a step back and I go, they're the biggest in DeFi at the moment. DeFi, I think, is up to 65 or 66 billion right now, and seems to be growing. And I pay attention to those things because they're doing a lot. When I look at my notes, they're looking to actually do their smart contracts. It's called a staking router, and it's supposed to introduce a way for people or companies that are operating nodes to be able to test out new topologies, right? New ways to set up their networks. And that's big because it means that they can do things faster. So that's one, decrease prices faster. Also looking at how they're handling their smart contracts. I'm sitting back and I'm going, this team is on it. They're really firing on all pistons right now. And I'm looking at how all of that happens. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, kudos to them. They're looking at how they're doing to increase the resistance to attacks by 51% on Ethereum. This is good stuff. You're going to increase the resistance on attacks because these are DeFi. DeFi gets attacked all the time. This is why I think it's important. This is why Lido is on my watch list. Next up, Indonesia is looking to be the first country to have its own state-backed crypto exchange. No matter what you're thinking, that's actually a very big deal. It sends out a couple of different sounds. The first thing that I'm listening to is the fact that they're saying we are going to be a crypto hub. We are a crypto hub. We are adopting and adapting to crypto, period. I don't have to hear anything else. Jack. Forward thinking is what Asia is doing and has been doing in the crypto space. Listen to my video yesterday, listen to my videos today, pay attention to the articles that I write, because every time I drop a long form video, there's also an article that goes, an article on each topic that goes along with it. But I pay attention to those things, and this is how I do it. The Sandbox cut a memorandum of understanding with Saudi Arabia. Now, if you've been paying attention to my videos, you know that Saudi Arabia has been getting deep into crypto for a little while now. They recently came out saying, listen, we're very interested in finding out how a CBDC would affect the kingdom. And I'm pretty sure we know with this move into the metaverse what they're thinking. I think previously they were looking to do something else within the medical space in the metaverse. So I'm really paying attention to how they're doing it and what they're doing. And the reason why is because they've got boatloads of money. And remember what I keep telling you. pay attention to where the money goes. Pay attention to what the money does. Right? Money can go anywhere, but what is the money actually doing? What's the effect of the money? Because I can invest in something over here and it does jack. Or I can invest something over here and it does something. That's what I pay attention to. This is how I do my research. Another tip on how I do my research: I've done a lot of research in the past. I'm doing a lot of research right now, and I know I'm going to do research in the future. Me and my kids. So when I look at all this stuff, I sit back and I go, okay, in everything that I'm looking at right now, do I recall anything about that particular subject in the past? Because that was my first hint. And I'm using this to teach myself to look at the past and pay attention to those little hints of what's coming. And then something happens today. I pay attention to the past, and then I start to look at what could be the future impact of what I'm hearing today. Am I going to hear more later on? Some things you hear more later on, and some things fade away. Start out with a big bang back here, little kind of sputter over here, and you don't hear anything else. This is what I'm talking about. So next up, Shibarium, 6 days away. That is going to be huge. I don't care what anybody says. If you're still calling Shiba a freaking meme coin, there's no reason for us to talk. None. Because you haven't done your research. Do your research. You'll see that they have a layer 2 coming where they'd be able to do off-chain transactions, hence increasing the speed of the transactions on that layer 2, right? And remember, they still get the security of Ethereum. So it's very similar to what Polygon is doing. This is why I kept telling you, the playbook that the Shibarium, team is taking is very similar to the playbook that Polygon did and practically wrote. Now you know why I'm paying attention. Red Cardinal, that was for you. Anyway, Kevin O'Leary, he's been quiet for a while, and I've been happy about it. Right? I've been very happy about it. And what does he do? He sticks his head up again and he starts yapping. Oh, Binance, and all exchanges, that aren't regulated should be worried about, the coming, regulations and blah, blah, blah. First of all, could you please not tell me something that's so obvious, right? But last I checked, Binance is actually regulated in most of the countries that they're in, and I've reported on countries where they've had problems. People seeing that they're going about correcting those problems because they know they're not going to go away. So when I look at this, I kind of go, so Kevin, what are you talking about? Then he's like, oh, there are still tons of, bogus projects out there and coins. Again, Kevin, what are you saying? We know this already. I literally say all the time, what regulators have to do is not just set the bar for what's a commodity, what's a security, but also review what's already on the books, because maybe that will shake out some of those fake projects. Again, he should go back to being quiet, because that whole FTX fiasco, oh, well, I lost 15 million. But you invested 15 million and got 15 million back immediately. How are you losing 15 million? Just explain that math to me and everything will be fine. So these are the things that I'm really digging into, right? Something that I find to be really interesting is the UK. Now, I just told you about how our former chancellor said that the UK is falling behind in everything that they're doing, with regard to crypto. And what happens? UK is saying, well, these companies need to be registered and blah, blah, blah. Great, that's fine. But is the bar set too high? Because a lot of those companies are leaving the country. The UK is also interested in doing a CBDC. You know what they said? We need to enable private sector innovation, specifically naming Ripple. That is what I'm paying attention to now. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto. Now, what we should do is get to the numbers. And the numbers are actually, to me, pretty interesting. Because we can always sit back and we can pay attention to certain things, and a lot of people don't pay attention to everything that they should pay attention to. So what I'm looking at right now is the idea of us going from being in neutral for, the fear and greed index back into, at 58, back into the greed category. Interesting. I still think there's still a lot of pent up energy, positive energy for crypto. And there are a lot of things going on that are just going to explode that. Tied to that is going to be AI. But it shouldn't be tied to it, right? Pay attention to all the companies out there talking about, oh, AI this and AI that. Do you really do AI? And that's for my brother Michael. A lot of people have AI on the brain, but a lot of these projects remind me of the .com era where everybody was .com this and .com that and blah, blah, blah .com. But they really weren't doing anything. Hence, you saw .com bust, with only a few surviving to move forward and actually grow. This is how I'm paying attention to these things. So that's what I mean by there's a lot of pent-up energy, but be mindful of where that energy is coming from, where that energy is focused. There can be a lot of energy, but that doesn't go anywhere because it's misused or misrecognized. Anyway, DeFi, like I was saying earlier, $66 billion. That's up from 64 a couple of days ago, 65, now it's 66, almost 67. That's actually a very good deal. And I think it's going to bump up again when Lido actually pops up with their V2. Again, Lido being number one in the space with liquid staking. All right. Now, Bitcoin, again, I keep telling you, if you just follow the crosshairs, I know you can't see my mouse, but follow the crosshairs. I keep telling you, we keep trying to hit that 23,417. I'm happy that Bitcoin is above 23,000. That's great. But until we have Bitcoin maintain a price of above 23,417, I'm not going to really worry about missing out on anything. I still have the potential to DCA, dollar cost averaging. And that way I can take advantage. I also want you to pay attention to other coins, and I'll show you in the list. Actually, I can show you in the picture if it pops up fast enough. Come on, let's go. It takes so long for this to actually pop up. Let's just refresh the screen. Sorry about that. You know what? While it's trying to figure it out, I want you to pay attention to a couple of things. Here's XRP at 40%, up 18% over the year to date. Something else that's up year to date, almost 60% for Cardano, almost 73% for Polygon. And the reason why I call these out to you, and there's Solana, and there's Polkadot, and 74%, damn near 75% for Shiba Inu. I point these out to you because when you scroll back up and you look up over here, year to date, Bitcoin, almost 40%. Ethereum, almost 40%. There are things that you can invest in, and some things will pop faster, pop higher than other things. Again, I'm paying attention to, can I make money in my investment? And can I leverage that investment to do another investment? Can I parlay this into doing that? And what I mean is, can I buy this coin because I bought it when it was low, it popped up a greater percentage than Bitcoin, and then turn around and use that to buy Bitcoin or buy another coin that didn't pop up as much, or maybe even didn't pop up at all. These are the things that I'm paying attention to. These are the kind of tricks that I'm, trying to learn. I hope you learn too. Let's take a look at the big picture. And it's still not there. What's up with Coin 360? It's normally like on point. There you go. Welcome to the race. All right. Bitcoin, 23,111. Ethereum, 1672. BNB, 331. BNB, I think, is going to pop and just take off. Cardano, XRP, both up. Algo's got things going on, and I trust it. All right. Something else that I'm paying attention to. HBAR is up significantly. Okay. These are just things that I, make mental note of, so I can, think about, do I want to invest in it? You have XRP, even Solana. I'm not a fan of Solana, but you might be. Solana's been up, but pay attention to what has Solana been doing. It's been quiet in the news as of late. Just quietly, just moving up, but I'm not hearing any news. And I have to say, that's actually good, right? It's good because that means there have been no network outages, anything like that. So that to me means no news is good news. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto. I hope what I'm doing and what I'm preparing for you is actually useful. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.